And as you keep stepping into this life, you will begin to trust yourself in ways you never did before. You will listen to your inner knowing without arguing against it. You will honor the quiet warnings and the gentle nudges that guide you away from harm and toward peace, and you will no longer feel the need to explain every decision to people who do not understand your journey, because clarity within you will matter more than approval outside of you. I am teaching you how to be comfortable with being misunderstood, how to stand firm without becoming defensive, how to move forward without dragging your past behind you, and this will bring a new level of freedom into your life. You will notice that you are no longer constantly looking back, replaying what could have been or what should have happened. Your eyes will stay forward, focused on what is growing instead of what is gone. I am also restoring your sense of joy in purpose. You will begin to feel excitement about contributing, creating, building, and giving again, not from a place of exhaustion but from overflow. Your gifts will no longer feel like burdens, they will feel like expressions of who you are, and you will use them without fear of being taken advantage of because you will know when to give and when to rest. I am also teaching you how to forgive without reopening wounds. Forgiveness will no longer mean allowing access, it will mean releasing control, releasing bitterness, releasing the weight of carrying anger that was never meant to stay inside you, and as you forgive you will feel lighter, not because what happened was okay, but because you are choosing peace over poison. I am also redefining success for you. It will no longer be measured by comparison, timelines, or pressure. Success will look like peace at night, honesty in the mirror, alignment in your choices, and fulfillment in your spirit, and this kind of success cannot be taken from you. I am also preparing you for moments of blessing that will feel unfamiliar, moments when things go right, when doors open easily, when love is steady, when provision is enough, and in those moments I want you to remember that you do not need to sabotage good things out of fear. You are allowed to receive, you are allowed to enjoy, you are allowed to stay. You do not have to prove your worth through suffering anymore. You have already endured enough, and as you receive you will not forget where you came from. You will remain humble, grateful, and compassionate, but you will not return to what hurt you out of loyalty to pain. I am also strengthening your faith, not blind faith, but trust built through experience, trust that knows I carried you before and will carry you again, trust that understands delays do not mean denial and silence does not mean absence, and this faith will steady you in moments when answers do not come immediately. You will wait without panic, move without fear, and love without losing yourself, and when doubts arise, as they sometimes will, you will not be shaken, because you will remember how far you have come, how much has already been healed, and how faithfully you have been guided, and as this journey continues you will realize that you are becoming someone you once prayed to be, not perfect, not untouched by life, but grounded, whole, and deeply aware of your worth, and this awareness will shape every step ahead, leading you into a future that is not driven by fear or defined by pain, but guided by wisdom, peace, and a love that finally feels safe and true. And as this foundation settles within you, you will start to notice how differently you respond to the world around you. Situations that once pulled you into anxiety will now meet a calm heart. Words that once cut deep will no longer define you. Silence that once felt like rejection will now feel like space to breathe. You will stop chasing validation and start trusting your inner peace, and this shift will feel unfamiliar at first, almost quiet compared to the emotional noise you were used to. But this quiet is not emptiness, it is stability, it is safety, it is healing taking root. I am teaching you how to live without constant emotional survival, how to enjoy life without scanning for danger, how to rest without guilt, and as you rest your strength will multiply, you will think more clearly, choose more wisely, and love more freely, not from fear of being alone but from wholeness. I am also reshaping the way you understand setbacks. When things do not go as planned you will no longer see it as proof that something is wrong with you. You will see it as redirection, refinement, or protection. You will stop asking what you did wrong and start asking what you are being guided toward. And this change in perspective will save you from unnecessary pain, because not every closed door is a failure. Some are mercy, some are answers to prayers you forgot you prayed, and as you learn to trust this you will stop forcing outcomes. You will stop trying to control timelines. You will stop exhausting yourself trying to make things work that were never meant to last. I am also teaching you patience that does not feel like punishment, waiting that does not feel like abandonment, stillness that does not feel like stagnation. You will realize that growth happens quietly, often invisibly, and that just because you cannot see progress does not mean nothing is happening. Roots grow in the dark, strength is built in silence, and the season you once thought was empty was actually full of preparation. I am also softening the way you speak to yourself. You have been hard on yourself for too long, replaying mistakes, reliving conversations, blaming yourself for things that were never your responsibility. I am replacing that voice with truth, with compassion, with grace. You will begin to speak to yourself the way I speak to you, with patience, with kindness, with understanding. And this will change how you move through the world, because when you stop fighting yourself, everything becomes lighter. I am also healing your sense of belonging. You spent too long trying to fit where you were never meant to stay, shrinking yourself to be accepted, tolerating pain to avoid loneliness, but now you will recognize where you are welcomed without effort, where your presence is not questioned, where your voice is valued, and you will choose those spaces without apology. And when loneliness visits again, because it sometimes will, you will no longer panic or settle. You will know it is temporary. You will know you are not forgotten, and you will trust that connection will come at the right time. I am also strengthening your resilience, not by hardening you but by anchoring you. Storms will still come, challenges will still arise, but they will not knock you down the way they used to. You will bend without breaking, feel without drowning, grieve without losing hope, and through it all you will remain yourself. And as this inner work continues, your outer world will begin to reflect it. Opportunities aligned with your values will appear, conversations will deepen, relationships will feel safer, and you will notice that you are no longer attracting chaos, because chaos no longer lives inside you. Peace will recognize peace, stability will meet stability, and you will understand that the life unfolding now is not random. It is the result of every lesson learned, every boundary set, every moment you chose healing over bitterness, and this is not the end of the journey, but it is the moment you finally realize that you are no longer surviving, you are living, and what is ahead will be built on truth, strength, and love that lasts. And as you keep walking forward, you will begin to notice that even your memories are changing, not the facts of what happened but the power they once held over you. What used to trigger fear will now remind you of strength. What once made you question your worth will now confirm how much you grew. You will realize that survival quietly turned into resilience, and resilience is now becoming confidence, not loud or proud but steady and unshakable, the kind that does not depend on praise or approval. I am teaching you how to stand rooted instead of reactive, how to pause instead of panic, how to trust my timing instead of rushing into what feels familiar but unsafe. And as this happens, your intuition will sharpen. You will sense when something is not right without needing proof, and you will no longer argue with yourself to stay in situations that drain you. You will walk away earlier, not in anger but in wisdom. And you will stop chasing closure from people who cannot give it. Because I will give you peace even without explanations. You will also begin to feel joy in small moments again, in quiet mornings, in simple laughter, in stillness that once felt uncomfortable but now feels safe. This joy will not be forced. It will rise naturally as your nervous system rests and your heart learns that danger is no longer everywhere. I am calming the inner storms you carried for so long, teaching your body and mind that it is okay to relax, okay to hope, okay to feel good. Without waiting for something bad to happen, you will stop bracing for loss and start expecting goodness, not because life will be perfect but because you will know you are supported. I am also restoring your faith in yourself. You doubted your decisions because others made you question your judgment, but I am reminding you that you are not foolish for loving, you are not weak for trusting, you are not broken for hoping. Those qualities are strengths. They only need direction, and I am teaching you how to pair your soft heart with strong boundaries so that love flows wisely instead of painfully. You will begin to make choices from clarity instead of fear, from confidence instead of loneliness, from alignment instead of pressure, and as you do, your life will slowly rearrange itself. Habits will shift, priorities will change, what once felt urgent will lose its power, and what truly matters will rise to the surface. You will invest your energy where it is returned, your time where it is respected, your love where it is valued, and you will no longer feel guilty for choosing yourself, because choosing yourself is not selfish, it is stewardship of the life I gave you. I am also healing the way you see the future. You once imagined it with caution, expecting disappointment, preparing for loss, but now you will begin to picture it with possibility. You will allow yourself to want again, to plan again, to believe again. And even when fear tries to interrupt those thoughts, it will not stay long, because hope is becoming stronger than fear, and this hope will not be naive, it will be grounded, anchored in truth, anchored in me. And as you move deeper into this season, you will notice that old temptations return, not because you are failing but because growth is being tested. Familiar pain will try to invite you back, old patterns will knock softly, reminding you of what you used to accept, but you will recognize them now, and you will say no without guilt, no without Explanation: know without second-guessing yourself, because you are no longer the person who needed those patterns to feel chosen or needed. You are chosen already, you are secure already, and as you continue to say yes to what is healthy and no to what harms you, your confidence will deepen, your peace will widen, and your life will become simpler, not empty but uncluttered, not lonely but focused, not restricted but free. And in this freedom you will discover a version of yourself you have never met before, one who is calm under pressure, gentle with themselves, patient with the process, and steady in love. And this is only the beginning, because what I am building in you now will support everything I am about to bring into your life next, and it will last. And as this new chapter unfolds, you will begin to notice changes not only around you but within you. Your heart will feel lighter even before circumstances fully shift, your breath will feel easier, your thoughts clearer, your spirit steadier. You will start waking up with a quiet strength you did not have before, not loud confidence but a calm knowing that you are no longer alone and no longer fighting blindly. You will sense guidance where there was confusion and peace where there was constant worry. The fear that once controlled your decisions will loosen its grip, and you will realize that you are no longer ruled by what happened to you but strengthened by what you survived. I am teaching you discernment without making you cold, wisdom without hardening your heart, courage without recklessness. You will no longer chase love that must be begged for or loyalty that must be questioned. You will recognize what is real because it will bring peace instead of anxiety, clarity instead of chaos, stability instead of emotional exhaustion. I am removing the patterns that kept pulling you into the same kind of pain with different faces. I am breaking cycles you did not even know how to name, cycles of overgiving, of accepting less than you deserve, of staying silent when your heart was hurting, of blaming yourself for the failures of others. These cycles end with you, and the healing taking place now is deeper than emotion. It is reaching into your identity, restoring how you see yourself, teaching you that you were never too much, never unworthy, never difficult to love. You were simply giving your heart to people who did not know how to handle something so precious. And as I heal you, you will stop shrinking yourself to keep others comfortable. You will stop doubting your value when someone walks away. You will stop measuring your worth by how well others treat you, because you will finally understand that your value was never assigned by people, it was placed in you by me, and that value cannot be taken, diminished, or destroyed, no matter how many times you were rejected, ignored, or misunderstood. I am also restoring your ability to dream again, dreams you buried because they felt unsafe, hopes you silenced because disappointment became familiar. You will begin to imagine a future that excites you instead of one you merely endure, and those dreams will no longer feel fragile because they will be rooted in purpose, not desperation. You will take steps forward without the constant fear of failure, because you will know that even setbacks cannot remove what I have planned for you. Every door that closed before was protection even when it felt like punishment. Every delay was alignment even when it felt like denial. I was keeping you from paths that would have cost you more than you could see at the time, and now as I open new doors they will come with confirmation, peace, and provision. Not confusion and chaos. You will not have to force what is meant for you. It will meet you naturally. And the people who walk with you in this next season will not drain you, they will support you, they will not compete with you, they will celebrate you, they will not question your worth, they will recognize it, and you will learn that healthy love does not feel like anxiety, it feels like safety. It does not require constant proving, it invites mutual effort. I am also strengthening your voice, the one you learn to silence to avoid conflict or abandonment. You will begin to speak your truth without fear of being left, because you will no longer depend on people who only stay when you are quiet. Your boundaries will become clear, not harsh, not defensive, but firm and peaceful, and you will notice that when you honor yourself, the right people respect you and the wrong people remove themselves, and that will no longer hurt the way it used to, because you will understand that loss is not always rejection. Sometimes it is redirection, sometimes it is relief, sometimes it is my hand clearing space for something better. I am also healing your relationship with time, teaching you patience without despair, waiting without hopelessness, trusting without urgency. You will stop feeling late in life, behind, or forgotten. You will realize that your timeline was never broken, it was protected, and the season you are entering now required the growth you gained through pain. Without it you would not be ready to receive what is coming, and when the breakthrough fully arrives you will handle it with humility, gratitude, and wisdom, not fear of losing it, because you will know it was given by me and sustained by me, not earned through suffering alone. You will also become a source of comfort to others, not from theory but from lived experience. Your story will carry authority because you did not just hear about pain, you endured it and survived it, and the compassion that flows from you will be real, grounded, and healing, but this time you will help without losing yourself, love without abandoning yourself, give without emptying yourself, because you are finally learning balance. And through all of this, I want you to remember that you do not need to rush your healing, you do not need to pretend you are strong every day, you do not need to have all the answers. Progress does not mean perfection. Some days will still feel heavy, some memories may still sting, but they will no longer control you. They will simply remind you how far you have come. And on those days when you feel tired again, when doubts whisper, when old fears try to return, I want you to pause and remember this truth: I am still with you, I am still guiding you, I am still working even when you cannot see it, and nothing that is meant for you will miss you, nothing I have promised will fail, nothing from your past has the power to cancel your future. And as you continue forward, step by step, breath by breath, healing by healing, you will discover that the life ahead of you is not just better than what you lost, it is fuller, wiser, safer, and more aligned than anything you could have imagined before. Your pain is not the final chapter, and your losses are not the last word. What broke you will not define you, and what hurt you will not have the power to end you. I am writing a new part of your story even now, one where strength rises from weakness, where trust is rebuilt with wisdom, where your heart learns how to hope again without fear. I am turning your wounds into wisdom and your tears into seeds that will grow into joy. Nothing you went through was wasted. Every delay shaped you, every loss prepared you, every lonely night trained your spirit to hear my voice more clearly. I am restoring what was taken from you in ways you never expected. I am bringing people into your life who will be steady, opportunities that will last, peace that will not leave when trouble comes. You will love again without being afraid, you will trust again without being naive, you will hope again without being crushed. And when this victory unfolds, you will look back and see that I was guiding you even when you felt lost, protecting you even when you felt exposed, and preparing you even when you felt forgotten. Stay close to me now. Do not shut your heart. Do not give up. Do not decide your future based on your past, because what is coming will heal what has been hurting, and you will rise stronger, wiser, and filled with a peace you once thought you had lost forever. My dear child, long before you ever read these words, a decision was already made in heaven in your favor. A victory was declared over your life, over your pain, and over every wound left in your heart by betrayal and disappointment. Heaven took notice, the records were opened, every tear you cried was counted, every moment you felt lost after trusting empty promises was seen, every time you believed in people who failed you was remembered, every relationship you gave your heart to that later fell apart was known, every hope you placed in opportunities that disappeared was brought before the throne, and I stood there for you. I saw all the proof of what you endured, I saw the damage left on your soul, the shame that tried to define you, the rejection that tried to lower your worth, and I spoke over you that your victory will be so great and so powerful that it will rise above your pain, not because your memories will be erased, but because the joy coming to you will be far greater. The change coming is strong. The blessing about to enter your life is so full that your past pain will feel small compared to the glory I am about to show in you and through you. I know your wounds still ache today. I see how you try to hide them from others, how you smile and say you are okay when inside you feel broken, how you act like the disappointment no longer hurts, how you pretend the betrayal did not matter, how you tell yourself you have moved on. But I see your heart clearly. I see you at night when the world is quiet and your guard is down. I see the tears you wipe away. I hear the questions you whisper in the dark. Why did they hurt me? What did I do wrong? Why did I trust them? Will I ever trust again? Will anyone stay faithful? Will I always be let down by the people I love? These thoughts have been troubling you, repeating in your mind, stealing your peace and joy, making you doubt every new connection and every new door. You became afraid to hope because hope brought pain before. You became careful with trust because trust failed you again and again. You became guarded with your heart because giving it led to heartbreak many times, and in all this pain and confusion you forgot something important. You forgot that I am the only one who never fails. People will disappoint you not always because they want to but because they are limited and imperfect. They are not God, they cannot control the future or promise outcomes. They speak with good intentions. But when situations change and strength fades they fall short. But I am not like that. I do not change, I do not break my word. I am the one who created all things, the one who holds everything together. My promises cannot fail, my word stands forever. When I speak it happens, when I promise it is already done, when I bless you nothing can stop it, and right now I am telling you that your victory is coming, not small, not partial, but full and undeniable, a victory that will prove I am faithful. A father who never abandons his child, one you can trust without fear. My love for you is greater than the pain you carry, even when it feels heavy and overwhelming, even when you wonder if you can keep going. My love is deeper than your deepest wound, stronger than your worst disappointment, longer lasting than every season of betrayal, more powerful than every lie spoken to you and every promise broken. My love is not based on your effort or performance. I need nothing from you. I choose you. Because of who I am love, and love is what I give. My hand is reaching toward you now to heal you fully, not with a temporary comfort but with true restoration, to repair what was broken and make you whole again. When you felt like you could not take another step, when the weight of life pressed on you so hard you could barely breathe, when you wondered if joy would ever return, I was there even when you could not feel me, even when you thought you were alone. It was me holding you up, giving you strength when you were empty, whispering hope when your mind said there was none. I never left you, not even when you were angry, not even when you blamed me, not even when you turned away in confusion. And now I am making myself known to you clearly. This message is for you personally, for your pain and your story. I know every detail of what you went through, every broken promise, every shattered dream, every moment you wanted to quit. And I am telling you now, it is not over. Your story is still unfolding, and your pain is not the end of your journey.